both of the carriages collided with each other, resulting in a huge blast of spiritual energy. Li Ping's horse carriage emerged unscathed, leaving Boers shocked. He looked at Evil and asked her if she was okay. Evil replied that she was fine. Li Ping told Boers that it's inappropriate. Boers must protect his teammates, even if he has to use up his own cards. Li Ping emphasized that determination is the most important thing. Boers looked at his fingers, which had been drained of life force, and wondered, what is determination? Li Ping picked up his card and laughed because it was too late for Boers and Evil. Boers and Evil were scared to see Li Ping smile like that. Elizabeth was also frightened because such an ominous premonition was really bad. Li Ping picked 2 cards and slammed them on the ground. His 2 cards were clowns. Suddenly, a crack appeared in the space, and Evil and Boers were shocked to see it. From that crack, a hand that looked like a clown's hand emerged, followed by the clown himself, who smiled at the scared Evil and Boers. Elizabeth was surprised to see that clown and wanted to ask Li Ping what this summoned entity was. The clown is a Supreme King level 3-star demon god. Both Evil and Boers were shaking in fear when the clown looked at them and smiled. The clown extended his hand toward them but stopped before touching them, making a BTS love sign. He was just scaring Evil and Boers because he's a clown. However, when the clown felt Elizabeth's presence, he looked at her and laughed. He asked her what she was peeking at and summoned a knife in his hand. While licking the knife, he warned Elizabeth to be careful and said he would kill her. Elizabeth was angry and asked the clown if he knew who he was looking down on. Elizabeth used her power to stop the clown. She was scared because, during this time, she had put down her dignity and accepted feeding, finally reaching the 3-star demon god level. But Li Ping could summon a 3-star demon god casually. Evil was exhausted and scared, while Boers started vomiting blood, losing his life force rapidly. His body didn't have enough energy for him to sit properly. Boers put down the cards and tried to get himself together. Li Ping was surprised to see him and asked if Boers was okay. To Li Ping, it seemed that Boers' injury hadn't healed yet, leading to him vomiting blood. However, something else caught Li Ping's attention: Boers' cards. Li Ping realized that with Boers' cards, he could have won a long time ago. It turned out that Boers had been letting Li Ping play with him. Li Ping had been ignorant and thought he was very powerful, disturbing other people's rest. Li Ping mixed up all the cards, and just as he did that, the 3-star demon god disappeared with them. Li Ping collected all the cards and told Boers that he had lots of fun. He asked Boers to go to bed early. Li Ping left in disappointment, and Boers and Evil finally relaxed. Boers said that the legendary brave man is really unpredictable. Evil couldn't believe that they were still alive. Elizabeth was very angry and said it's outrageous. Playing cards with these 2 humans is a lie. Li Ping just took the opportunity to beat up Elizabeth. Then, the next day, Boers and Evil were ready to leave. When they were standing in front of Li Ping's house to say goodbye, Li Ping asked Boers if he really didn't want to stay for 2 more days. The fruits Li Ping planted were about to be harvested. Boers greeted Li Ping and told him that they couldn't disturb Elizabeth and Li Ping anymore. Li Ping was so kind that their daughter and father would never forget him. Li Ping got nervous to see a big man greeting him like that. He said it's okay and told Boers not to take it too seriously. Boers assured Li Ping that they wouldn't talk nonsense after they left. Evil thanked Li Ping because he had given them a precious gift. Li Ping told her it's not a big deal, it's just ordinary barley tea, so don't dislike it. Li Ping suddenly grabbed Boers' hand and gave him something as a souvenir. What Li Ping gave him were those cards from the previous night. Boers was surprised to receive those cards. Li Ping told Boers to take them because his poker skills were so bad that he wasn't suitable at all. Li Ping was crying while saying that. Elizabeth also came there. Boers was so shocked and scared to see her. She moved her mouth but without saying anything. She told both Evil and Boers to hurry up and get out of this place. When Elizabeth said that, both of them ran away as fast as they could. Li Ping wasn't even able to say goodbye to them. He was confused as to why they were running away so fast. When they left, Elizabeth went back inside the house. She said now everything was back to normal and asked Li Ping to go cook for her. On the other hand, Boers ran too fast with Evil. Evil was about to vomit, and she asked her father to please stop. Boers stopped. He was all exhausted and scared. He was scared because there was first the game test of the legendary brave, and then there was the threat of the Demon King. Last night when Li Ping left them, Elizabeth came to them and struck at them with her bare hands. Although she didn't kill them, it left some kind of ancient text on their necks. Elizabeth ordered them to leave immediately the next day and not to reveal any news about her and the legendary brave anywhere. Scared, Boers and Evil could only nod in agreement. Elizabeth looked at them angrily and told them that if they had any idea that went against her will, the curse mark on their necks would make them fall to the ground immediately. Boers told Evil that the truth of history is that the Demon Queen, who ruled the world, and Li Ping, the legendary hero, were tired of the strife in the world and didn't want to be disturbed anymore. While walking, Eva looked around and told her dad that this place looked a bit familiar. Bers looked around and was shocked. He asked Eva how they had run this far. Wang Kai was looking at them from afar. He sent Eva and Bers back here so they wouldn't bother his master and that fierce woman, Elizabeth, anymore. It wasn't Bers who had run that fast. In reality, Wang Kai had taken them that fast using his rocket without their knowledge. This was the same place where Wang Kai had saved Bers and Evil before, and the bodies of the Dark Guild apostles were still there. Bers told Evil that there should be various high-level monsters appearing nearby, so they should leave as soon as possible. Suddenly, Wang Kai detected that something was approaching. But Wang Kai thought, who cares? Last time he had been beaten up by that fierce woman, and he wasn't going to do it again. He went inside a teleportation portal and disappeared. Suddenly, in front of Evil and Bers, something appeared. One of them was flying in the air, and the others were standing on the ground. The one flying in the air made a jin sound, and they all looked too fearsome. Bers was shocked to see them because they were the Great Apostle and the Dark Guild's apostles. Evil was scared to hear the Great Apostle's name. The monster flying in the air was the Dark Guild's Great Apostle, a level 2-star Great Demon Spirit. The others were Dark Guild's apostles, ranging from level 2 stars to 4 stars in devil rank. Bers was shocked to see them, as the difference in strength was too big. Evil asked her father to let her leave with the apostles and urged him to get out of there. Evil herself was an archer level 1-star Great Magician. Bers realized the true power of determination in card playing and summoned the arrow god with the cards Leping had given him. The arrow god resembled Evil's mother. With a burst of spiritual energy, the arrow god wielded a bow and arrow. Bers asked the arrow god to play the cards, and the spiritual energy transformed into a powerful bow and arrow. The arrow god aimed and shot at the Dark Guild's apostles. The arrows destroyed the ground and struck the apostles one by one, eliminating the lower level ones. Even the Great Apostle couldn't stop the power of the arrows and was killed. Afterward, the cards returned to their place, and the arrow god merged back with nature. Bers, exhausted from the immense power he had harnessed, realized the importance of determination as the key to unlocking the card's strength. He jokingly mentioned that he might need to change his profession. In the end, a new profession, the Card Master, was born in the Brave Continent. Bers and Evil were still in shock from witnessing the destructive power of the cards. They had overcome the Dark Guild's apostles, which was a remarkable achievement. A week later, Lin Ping was eating watermelon in his garden and thought, the magical world is so amazing. My hybrid fruit breeding method has been very successful. But without anyone to share it, the joy of the harvest always feels like it's missing something. In his world, there are various races, including demons, warriors, and elves. But Lin Ping originally thought that he was satisfied with peaceful farming. However, when he had everything and came into contact with the outside world, his heart began to grow restless, and he wanted to explore it. People are like this, they get one thing and want two. But he felt so weak that he decided to forget about it. Suddenly, a smoke emerged out of nowhere, and it was Elizabeth. He asked Lin Ping, "What's on your mind?" Lin Ping replied that he wanted to go out and see something. But he said, "Forget it because I'm too weak." Elizabeth smiled and said, "So you're finally eager to leave this place." He asked Lin Ping to come with him for a trip. Elizabeth thought that the outside world was incomparable to Lin Ping, but his attitude was too arrogant. Lin Ping got really excited and said to Elizabeth, "If it's really okay with you, it's a different story if I have the protection of the Demon Queen." Elizabeth responded with an attitude, "Stop talking nonsense. Change your clothes." After changing their clothes, Elizabeth complimented Lin Ping on his cooking and sewing skills, saying that they were very impressive. Lin Ping replied, "These are my specialties." The robot dog also wanted to go with them. Elizabeth twisted his finger, and a magical door appeared in front of him. Elizabeth explained that they would use this transfer door to reach the nearest town. Lin Ping was really surprised by Elizabeth's skills. As Elizabeth walked toward the gate, Lin Ping asked him a few questions. Lin Ping said that after they go out, Elizabeth shouldn't leave him alone, no matter what. He also emphasized that Elizabeth had to keep his emotions stable and act low-key. Lin Ping made it clear that without his permission, Elizabeth couldn't leave and warned him not to use magic recklessly, as it would ruin the fun of experiencing ordinary people. Elizabeth was really angry with Lin Ping, but he managed to control his anger and told Lin Ping that he understood. Lin Ping asked, "After seeing the changes outside, will you come back with me?" Lin Ping was concerned that without the protection barrier of the novice village, he would become the food of the demon beasts in minutes. Elizabeth replied, "Of course, but not until I've officially defeated you, the evil hero. The outside world means nothing to me." Lin Ping was really happy, but Elizabeth added that he had to agree to one request from him. Lin Ping felt nervous and didn't know what request Elizabeth had in mind. Elizabeth came close to Lin Ping and said, "When we return, I want you to make me a super deluxe assorted fruit pudding." Lin Ping was shocked and thought, "Just pudding?" Elizabeth asked if there was a problem. Lin Ping assured Elizabeth that he didn't have any problem with making pudding for him when they returned, and he said, "Let's go." The robot dog was left behind and felt really sad. After traveling through the portal gate, Lin Ping was pleasantly surprised to see a beautiful city after so long. The city is named Boaster Town, where humans and monsters coexist without any problems. After seeing this, Lin Ping exclaimed, "This place is amazing. It's like stepping into another world." Elizabeth also observed the city after a long time. Lin Ping asked Elizabeth to check out an equipment shop. He noticed they were selling ingredients, but he wondered, isn't this just regular pork? Lin Ping was genuinely excited about visiting the outside world after a long time. Elizabeth remarked, 500 years have passed, and the changes in the outside world don't seem that significant. Lin Ping agreed, adding, "It doesn't seem as chaotic as Uncle Bess said." Elizabeth smiled and explained, "That's because I established a strong foundation during my rule. You see, in the original world, various forces were in conflict, and the situation was chaotic. Elizabeth used his absolute strength to suppress them all and establish a set of rules where everyone is equal. So, the one who really saved the world was Elizabeth, not Lin Ping, the so-called legendary hero." Elizabeth was really angry because Lin Ping escaped without hearing his words and said that Lin Ping is nonsense. He didn't even acknowledge Elizabeth's past achievements. Lin Ping visited a small stall where a little girl was selling cute bunny dolls. By the way, her name is Annie. After closely examining the bunny dolls, Lin Ping commented, "So delicate. The stitching details are very well done." He asked the little girl if he made them, and the little girl replied that she was the one who made these dolls. She asked Lin Ping if he liked them, and she could offer them to him at a lower price. Suddenly, a voice came out from nowhere and exclaimed, "Who gave him permission to set up a stall here? He's Demon Pig." Demon Pig kicked over the little girl's stall and seized her hand, proclaiming, "His church owes our gang protection money and hasn't paid it yet. How dare he set up a stall in our place?" Annie's younger siblings were scared and pleaded with Demon Pig to spare their sister. Demon Pig lifted the little girl into the air, and she defiantly retorted, "You never protected us. Why should we pay you protection money?" Demon Pig laughed and responded, "You're an idiot. Since last month, this street has fallen under the territory of our beast gang. If they want to survive here, they must provide monthly tributes." However, the little girl remained unconvinced and boldly declared, "That's not true. The church belongs to the nun. When the nun comes back, you'll be in trouble." Demon Pig scoffed, saying, "You're clueless. You don't understand the situation at all, do you? Fine, I'll drive you orphans away today and tear down that broken church." Lin Ping watched everything unfold from the sidelines, growing increasingly angry. He implored Demon Pig to stop, and Demon Pig, with cold eyes, retorted, "What the hell do you want to do?" Lin Ping was really scared, not knowing what to say. Elizabeth stood by, pondering, does Lin Ping want to toy with these ordinary people again? Lin Ping then asked Elizabeth for help in this situation, but Elizabeth turned his head away and told Lin Ping that he didn't want to help. Lin Ping should solve his own problem. Demon Pig grew increasingly angry with Lin Ping and asked about his intentions. Lin Ping was genuinely scared, feeling helpless as Elizabeth offered no assistance. Suddenly, he had a great idea and shouted, "Everyone, this pig-headed man is bullying a little girl. Come and condemn him." However, everyone ignored Lin Ping and did not want to get involved in the matter. Demon Pig laughed and remarked, "You don't really think anyone will come out to help you, do you? Everyone on this street knows our beast gang." Demon Pig looked at Lin Ping and remarked, "Look at your clothes, you're a foreigner from the south, right? The girl next to you isn't bad." Lin Ping suggested, "Let's talk things over. I have some local specialties in my backpack. I can share them with all of you." However, Demon Pig declined and ordered his men to beat up Lin Ping and take the woman back to their gang to lock her up. Elizabeth became really angry and asked Demon Pig, "Do you really think anyone is qualified to imprison me? You've really stepped on the tiger's tail." Suddenly, the weather changed, and lightning appeared in the sky, frightening everyone. They all gazed at the sky in confusion, and Demon Pig's whole body shook. He asked, "Why did the weather suddenly change like that?" As everyone continued to watch the sky, Lin Ping urged Elizabeth not to take any drastic action, emphasizing that it might destroy the whole town. He asked Elizabeth to calm down and explain that they should just scare them. He wouldn't actually fight ordinary people like this, would he? Elizabeth assured Lin Ping that he would spare them this time because of Lin Ping's request. The The little girl noticed Elizabeth's powerful magic and thought, that sister's magic is so powerful. The sky returned to normal, and the rain began. Demon Pig remained bewildered by what had just occurred.